So I'm gonna take you guys along with me as much as I can film. I'm not gonna like film my whole entire day, but I've been watching for the last 2 nights this new YouTube channel I discovered where she highlights all the fakeness on social media. And I'm not naive to that. Obviously there's fakeness, but the degree that it's taken to, I think I was a little naive about. People deliberately put content out to upset people so that they get more views. I never really considered that because my brain just doesn't work that way. That's not why I have my channel. I know they're trying to make money, so any comments are better than no comment. Any reaction's better than no reaction. Anything. So to me, obviously, the money it's not even a thought in my channel. I do this because it's very fulfilling for me, and it's been part of my life for the last 11 to 12 years. I enjoy encouraging younger women in marriage, in mothering, in homemaking. It's my passion. It's something I value greatly, and so I love to share that for anyone that also values it, to be inspired to, I don't know, learn new recipes or have new ideas in what to do as far as marriage, homemaking, parenting, etc. Even decorating, even just simple habits like getting dressed in the morning. Like, I don't get dressed for my channel. I get dressed because I've gotten dressed every day of my life, not every day, I'm sure I've had some pajama days, but generally speaking, I get up and get dressed every single day because that's just who I am. Obviously, when you have a channel, the point, like one of the comments was on this whole trad wife thing, why do they only show themselves making food? Why don't they show themselves scrubbing dirty stains out of the rug? Well, that's pretty boring to watch. That's why, I think, unless you have found like this amazing new technique or product that you want to share with your people. But obviously, I would so much rather show you a beautiful dish than me cleaning my bathtub, you know? So I'm not a trad wife. I know I don't fall into that category. And that's a whole other topic. The trad wife thing is super weird and unrealistic in its own way. But I do think that there is also a reason why they highlight what they highlight versus a boring cleaning stain out of a rug segment. But I just wanted to walk you through my morning so far. I got up, I let my chickens out, I came to the kitchen. There was already coffee made because Hector was up before me today. I got myself a cup of coffee. I walked straight to my room, grabbed my Bible, and sat outside on my back deck and read Colossians 1 and discussed it with Hector. He had time this morning. That is not always the case, but on occasion, that's how it goes, and today it did. Then I came to the kitchen. I didn't have to bake any bread today, but I did have a ton of dishes to put away, so I put away all the dishes. I started boiled eggs because that's my go-to breakfast with olive oil, salt, and pepper. I get 2 boiled eggs that way in a cup. Hector's been eating the same thing. His mom's visiting. I made her the same thing. And then once the kids were up, I scrambled some eggs and sliced some sourdough toast. They had it with butter, and one of them had it with cream cheese and jelly, and we cut up a mango. And all had ginger flavored kombucha, the last of it. So it's time to bottle my kombucha today. I also need to make granola today. I just switched the laundry from washer to dryer, and I'm putting in the next load now. And I've got a pile of boxes to burn because I ordered some frames for the boys' BSc training course certificates. So they are framing those and hanging them right now. I just wrote their names in. And I still need a little tidying up to do in the kitchen here. I'm gonna make myself an iced matcha latte because that's also real in my life. I drink one every day, most of the time. That or iced chai latte during this time of year. Once it gets warm, cold, I feel like I drink hot tea all day long because it's so cold. It's like the most warming, wonderful feeling ever. And I grabbed a few elderberry crowns yesterday and put them in the freezer. I just put them straight into a Ziploc and put them in the freezer to accumulate them to have enough to make some elderberry syrup. I've noticed that they're going missing, so I think that maybe some birds are eating them before I get to them, which is fine because then they'll like poop and more trees will pop up, but I really want to get to it before the birds. And that's pretty much it right now. I'm gonna go switch the laundry. I'm gonna read some scripture with my boys. I'm going to get a pool water sample, get them situated because they're gonna mow and weed eat while I leave to take a pool sample to the pool place. And then when I get back, I'll hit up the granola and the kombucha and whatever else I gotta do here at home. All right, Hector's in my car. I'm in my mom's car. We got car issues going on. Yesterday his gears stopped shifting completely when we were at the airport. It was kind of crazy, but I immediately thought, call our mechanic, and he walked him through how to rig it. So they had to like manually change the gears under the car. That got us home, and now he's in my car and I'm running to the pool store with my mom's car. I got my matcha and coming back home to help the boys do all the yard work. We have to mow everything and weed eat everything once a week during the summertime. So we are gonna work in the summer heat. There's a lot of bunnies right now. They're all just being born and they're so cute. I see babies and mamas all the time. And my mom was out last night like at 12:30 letting her dog out, and she heard one getting attacked for sure. Because rodents yell. They're like very vocal. I remember a cat attacking and catching a squirrel years ago in my old house, and it was yelling and it was so awful. And I know that rabbits yell when they're butchered or attacked or killed, and so do guinea pigs. So it's very unpleasant. But I was looking for any evidence of where the attack might have been, and sometimes you could tell what predator got an animal by what they leave behind, but I don't see anything. So I know the chickens better than a rabbit. Like I know what you'll find if a fox got your chicken, or if a weasel got your chicken, or if a raccoon got your chicken, but I'm not sure about rabbits. So it's going to be a pretty chill day. I anticipated a little more activities, but it is so hot. And this pool, what a headache. We left town, and while I was away, the pump was kind of weak, which when I'm home, I do a cycle on it called backwash that helps lower the pressure in the pump. And so then the pump is stronger and it circulates better. So it was very high pressure when I got back, and the pool was getting like a little bit of green tinge to it. So I went straight to the pump to shift it to the backwash setting to do a cycle, and the handle shattered, like it snapped and shattered out of my hands. So the pump, like there was nothing I could do. So I had to order a replacement part immediately and waited, and it took like 5 days to get here. So in that time, the pool became a swamp, a pond. It's gross. Totally green, never has been this bad. Like I've never seen it like this. So it's been a process going back and forth from the pool store and home to find out exactly what steps to take to get it back. And my husband and my mom have both said, why don't we just empty it? And I did that 2 years ago, and it was so burdensome. I really don't want to, but I'm just going to ask at the pool store if that is a better route to take or not. We'll see what they say. If they think, yeah, that's a good option, then I might just do it, because it is such a pain. The salt is so cheap. It's like $11 a bag, and I'll need 3, maybe 4 bags for the whole pool. So if I just empty it, scrub it down, rinse it out, and then fill it up again and throw salt in there, then maybe it's worth it. But I don't want to devote the next 2 days to that, you know? Anyway. So, yeah, all the social media stuff. I was watching this girl talk about rage baiting. Yeah, that's what it's called. So they like make things, food predominantly, deliberately to upset you. And it's so funny because it's happened to me before. I see people deep frying things that I'm just like, why are you saying that's a healthy dinner for your family? No. And it's like in the worst possible oil. So, and there's some extreme examples, and you know how it is. They just throw stuff in your face, whether you're looking for it or not. I don't ever watch that stuff. I don't know if you know what you call them, reels or shorts or something else. There's another word, TikToks. I don't know what they are. I truly don't know what they're called. Those little short videos that just one comes up after the other. Whatever that is, I have never spent a single moment of my life watching those. And they're always there on the top of my Facebook page and YouTube. But I just don't click on them because I know what they're trying to do. I know that something else comes up after it. And I know that once you show them what you like, they keep on showing you what you like so that they can keep you hooked longer. I'm the kind of person that if I know what you're trying to do, then I avoid it. I'm like, you're not getting me. And that's just my attitude. And so I have been that way with my phone and social media since it came out. I have always instinctively known that they're trying to control me with the dings and buzzes. So my phone has been on silent for 15 years. And I don't care if I miss 800 emails and phone calls and my voicemail's full. I don't care. I'm not going to jump at a beep because it tells me to. I'm not going to let a little ding make my heart rate increase and then I wonder who it is. I wonder what they're saying. I'm not going to let you control me in that way. So that's been my attitude with my phone forever. And then social media, I remember when I finally got on Facebook, everybody was like, finally, because I took forever to get on. I was the last person in my friend group to finally do it. And even then, I don't go on. Like, I'll put pictures up. It's kind of like an external hard drive for me with pictures. I just put my pictures on so I have them there. But I don't spend time scrolling, watching those little videos, or even posting much. Again, for the reason that I do not want to give them any power over me. I will tell you when I'm going to get on Facebook, not you tell me. I will watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it, not you make me or hook me and lure me in. And that's just my attitude. And so the more I know they're trying to do it, the stronger my attitude gets about it. And I guess I am rebellious in that way, but that's just the truth. That's just how I am. And I like to use my time well. Like, I like to look back on my day and say, okay, I was up at 5:30. What did I do for 2 hours? I hope something valuable. You know, even if it's just resting and sitting there quietly with a cup of coffee, just being with God is more valuable, I think, than scrolling your phone or spending the first precious hours of your day with a screen in your face. I just, the emotion you sense, it is frustration, but it's not towards the system trying to control people. That's where my frustration comes in. You are falling for their traps, and you know that they're trapping you, and you still falling for it. Why? Don't you want to push back? I do. Like, it's the same kind of feeling I get when someone tries to guilt trip me or manipulate me. Ooh, you just ignited something that the last thing you're getting from me now is compassion, because you're deliberately trying to play me. You're deliberately trying to guilt me. And so you just shut a door that will not be opened until I simmer down. You know, like, it's that same kind of feeling that comes up in me. So, I don't know. Be inspired by that if you want. Judge me if you want. I'm just being honest. So why am I even telling you this? Oh yeah, so I like this lady that I found. I was watching a couple of her videos last night, and one of the things she showed was this guy talking about what a waste of time. No. That people that do things like make food from scratch or garden or do these things that are not really essential to life. They don't need to do it because they can just go to the store and get bread or vegetables. They're just trying to rub it in your face that they have time for something that you don't have time for. And I got triggered. I was so triggered. I told Hector and the boys about it. I was like, this guy, like, I can't believe he's just going to assume that everyone's heart is in the matter. I don't bake bread because I'm above the people that want to buy it at the store. I bake bread because clearly I care that much about wanting to make sure that I know exactly what's going into my family's body. Not because I think I'm better than you, because I don't want to buy the bread at the store. And it has nothing to do with being better than anybody. In fact, anybody doesn't even enter my mind with the decisions I make in my life. I make the decisions in my life because I want to do them for me and my family. And other people have nothing to do with why I do what I do or don't do what I don't do. So it's so annoying to hear people always involve other people in your decision. Oh, you're doing that because of what this person thinks. No, actually the opposite. I'm doing this because what I think. And I won't do this because what I think. And I will do this because what I think. Other people didn't even come into my mind. Because that's the way my brain works. Comparing is not where my mind goes. Doing something so that somebody thinks well of me is not where my mind goes. Only what God thinks of me. Only what I think of me. And I'm saying the word only. Obviously, we can come up with examples. I care what my husband thinks and my friends and my children and people I love. Obviously, I would never do something like, if it doesn't hurt me, I don't care if it hurts you. Not like that. I'm talking about things like baking bread and having a garden and cooking from scratch and getting dressed every day instead of wearing my pajamas. Those are decisions based on what I want to do for me and my family. They make me feel... I'm looking at a Cracker Barrel sign. It says winner, winner. They make me feel like a winner. No, they make me feel productive and inspire productivity in me. So that's why I do it. It has nothing to do with other people. And so I just don't like that toxic message. You do this for other people. No. And also, whenever people market, your friends will be so jealous. You just marketed to the wrong person, because that is the last thing that would ever motivate me to do anything, to make people jealous. I don't care what you think about my decision. I'm not doing it to make you jealous. I'm doing it for me and my family. And if you like it, cool. And if you don't, I'm sorry. You know, like that's how my brain works. So I just think it's really funny that these people actually think that marketing tactic would be successful with anybody. I hope not. But besides that, as soon as I know that they're trying to control you, I'm out of there. I'm like, oh, you just lost me right there. Just like this training session I went to once for Juice Plus, there was this guy that he had nothing to do with the company, but everybody loved him. His name was Bob. I can't remember his last name. And he was all about helping you be as successful as you could, supposedly. I held off going for like a year, and I was so skeptical, and I did not want to go. But they pushed me, encouraged me, not in a mean or rude way. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to have an opinion on this guy, I have to go see it for myself. I can't trash talk it unless I go and hear it for myself. So I'm going to go and hear it for myself so that then I have the right to say what I disagree with and why, instead of just saying I disagree based on what people have told me. So I went, and oh my goodness, it was terrible for so many reasons. But the funniest thing to me personally was at the end of everything, he came up to me and he was like, you have an incredible future. And he goes, you're the kind of person that I can help get so rich. And I was like, you have no idea who you're talking to. You can make me rich? Okay, tell me what to do. I'll do anything you say. I was like laughing inside. I'm like, you think you're making me excited. You're just turning me off. You're like totally turning me off. So funny. So if he knew me at all, he would have known that is not how you reach Alana. Nope. You're not getting me. You might get them and them and them and them, but you're not getting me. And that's how I've always been my whole life, even as a kid in school. I never cared about being popular. In fact, there was a specific time where this girl was so excited for me. I was the new girl in school, and the popular people invited me to sit with them at lunch. And I did, and I was really bored. They were so boring. And then I met a new girl in class, and she was so fun. We laughed our heads off. And one of the little in-between social group girls came up to me, and she was like, I saw you sitting with Janina at lunch today and with Yvonne. Oh my goodness. But then I saw you talking to Victoria. You can't talk to Victoria. None of you want Janina and Yvonne to keep hanging out with you. And I was like, oh, that's how it works? Well, then I guess goodbye, Janina and Yvonne. Because Victoria is so much more fun. And Victoria and I was only at that school for a little while, then I moved away, but man, the laughs were epic and so memorable. And we've reconnected on Facebook, and she's the same old girl, and I just love not caring about what other people think and just being true to myself. And that's just who I am. Well, I guess I should stop talking so much, but I don't know, sometimes I just get feisty. And I know I used to show this side of me a lot more on YouTube, but like I've shared in the past, I have felt a little more timid because I never know who's watching and judging me and, accumulating anything they can against me. But I'm feeling so much stronger these days. I just feel less apologetic about being who I am. And, if you don't like me, I can see that. Thank you for demonstrating it. Now, I can only be myself, And I do know that, God makes us who we are. We are who we are. We're shaped by our families, our culture, all these things, and everything can go good or bad. So I am well aware that the things that I am that are great, that God can use for good, I can totally use them in a fleshly way for bad. I know. I'm a very passionate person, and I'm well aware of how James warns us against passion coming and making things out of selfish ambition or not wisdom from above, but instead worldly, earthly wisdom. I am well aware of those warnings, but I also believe there is a place that God uses me with my passion and with my no nonsense, very intense traits that strive and fight for in exhorting people to be serious about what they say and serious about what they're going to do with their life. And that's who I hope I reach when I share this side of myself. People that need that loving kick, that loving reminder, that loving, like, hey, who do we say we are? Well, let's do it then, kind of approach, instead of everything's always so gentle and like, that's just not how I am. I have moments like that, but that's not how I am. That's not even how I talk to my kids. This is how I talk to my kids, honestly. I'm raising warriors for the next generation, and they eat it up, and I am just like this. So I hope you can see that and not count it all as bad, I guess. I just returned something to Amazon. Somehow I got 3 black tank tops with square necks. I'm like, what? I'm returning 2 of them. So I don't need 3. It's summer, first of all. I don't need to wear black every day. And 1 is enough. And I didn't even realize I got 3, but I kept my favorite one. And I love how easy it is to return Amazon stuff. It's free shipping. You put it in a bag, you scan the little thing, and you're out of there. So just returned those, and I'm headed to the pool store. But I'm also committing for the next 2 months, all of July and August, to not buy anything else, besides the have-tos like dog food. But as far as clothes or shoes or accessories, I'm just not buying anything till it's time to get a couple of things for fall, which I kind of feel very ready for fall. The only thing I do want to get for fall and winter are jeans, better quality jeans. I don't want to spend $200 on jeans, no way, but I have noticed that there's a couple of jeans I have that I really like. They're Levi's, and the quality's great. They're thick, they're not that thin, stretchy jean material. And I can just tell a difference so much in the quality that I would like to get just 2 pair of longer ones, because the ones I have are cropped, which are great for fall, but for winter I would like longer. And I love wide leg jeans. I love them. Flares was the thing in high school, and Hector loves those, probably because that's how he met me. But I'm not big on flares right now. Maybe if they were high-waisted. Winter, that'll be for winter. And I'm not gonna worry about buying anything until then. Right now it's so hot. It's like 94 right now out there, and the humidity is like 78% or something. So I'm drinking my iced matcha latte for a minute in the car and chatting it up with you. But I think I'm gonna be quiet now, because this video is literally gonna be me talking for 30 minutes. Okay, so I just got some super fun news while I was at the pool store. We've only lost 1 chicken in 2.5 years. 1 chicken went missing for 2 weeks exactly to the day, and then she showed back up with no tail feathers. So something must have grabbed her and missed, and she survived. Then another chicken went brooding next door, and our neighbor told us, and we went and got her. Then another chicken, we've had 3 hawk attacks, and they've all failed. So we've almost lost 5 chickens, but we've only ever lost 1. The one we lost way in the beginning, 3 were left out of the coop at night. 2 survived, 1 was gone forever. So she obviously got taken. We've definitely had raccoons and foxes scout out the area, climb on their coop. I've seen raccoon footprints from the night. They've never been able to get in. Our coop is solid. And last month we woke up like around 8:30 in the morning. There was a fox trying to get into the coop, just walking around it, and the chickens were going nuts. So scared that night they didn't want to go back in their coop. But they didn't know what to do. They were standing there in front of the door like, what do we do? And it's like almost dark. And I'm like, they're not going in there because they're scared of the fox. So I had to shoo them in there, and they went in, because honestly, where else could they go? They wouldn't know. So they went in, and the fox has never come back. Thank you, Jesus. But about a week and a half ago, we realized somebody was missing. And I felt bad because I knew that I had been a little lazy about counting. And I thought, great, maybe she's been missing for a while and I just haven't noticed, or maybe she went missing today. I really don't know. Well, we couldn't find any evidence of an attack of any kind. And sometimes that's the case. Especially with a fox, they just take them. You might find a couple of feathers, but they take the whole animal. But hawks pluck, so you always know if there's a hawk attack. But and raccoons leave stuff and whatever, so you know. But every time I take a walk, I'm always looking, like I wonder if I'll run into pieces of the dead chicken or her feathers or anything. Nothing to this day. It's been a week and a half. And the thought did cross my mind. I wonder if she's broody somewhere, but I just didn't, entertain it, because if she is, I don't know where else to look. I mean, I take multiple walks a day all over the property. So I feel like if I run into her, I'll run into her. Well, today I'm at the pool store, Joel's mowing, and he calls me on my mom's phone, FaceTime, and he's like, good news, the chicken's alive. She's been broody and she has 2 new chicks. So I'm so happy that she's alive. I'm so happy that we got babies, and we need to go catch those babies and put them somewhere safe, because he says they look like they hatched yesterday or today, that they're brand new babies. So we've got to put them in shelter ASAP and introduce them to the other babies so that maybe they can live together until they grow up, because right now they're too vulnerable to be in the big coop with the rooster and all the other hens. So I'm hoping that we can get them and take them to live with the other mama hen and her babies. And I also wonder if there's other eggs that are like halfway developed. I need to find the eggs, see if there are other eggs, and then maybe tonight in the dark check and see which ones are fertilized. And if there are others that are fertilized, she's done sitting on those eggs. So I don't know what we'll do. I need to just go see what do we have here, because if there are other eggs and if she's done sitting on them, which maybe she's not, maybe she'll know to stay on them. But now that I know she's out there, I'm so scared to leave her, because they're super vulnerable to get killed. Last night we heard a bunny screaming at 12:30 at night in the area that the chicken is. So I'm like, now there's babies and they're going to be making all sorts of racket. So we've got to go see what's going on here and get those babies safe. Okay, it has morphed into a get the pool back up and running and clean day. So I just scrubbed all the algae off the walls. That was my arm workout for today. We put in the algae chemical. Now I'm gonna fix lunch, gonna feed my boys. In 2 hours, I gotta put more chemicals in. And after we eat lunch, we're gonna go look for the mama hen and her babies. I'm gonna make tuna melts with my homemade sourdough bread, that the reason I make is because it's important to me, and I find it very valuable for our health and our digestion, and eating ingredients that I am familiar with and that I control. I'm also going to home make our mayonnaise, because it's good quality fermented apple cider vinegar, my farm fresh egg, and a better quality oil than soybean oil from the store. So it's not a waste of time, and I'm not trying to act better than you. It's just what I choose to do for my family because of the things that are important to me that some people may be okay with dealing with and I'm not. And that's why we all do what we do based on our own values and decisions, right? And prioritizing different values above others, because we're all different and it's okay. So, yep, I'm making some mayonnaise, and I do have canned tuna, wild caught. I did not catch this tuna. I bought it at the store, and it is wild caught with no extra additives, just water. And I get the solid white, which does have more mercury, I know, but we only have it like once a week, so we monitor that on purpose because that matters to me too. And we have aged white cheddar cheese, because aged is fermented and white is no weird food coloring, because milk is white and cheese comes from milk, so cheese should be white. If it's yellow, there has been some color added. And next to this tuna melt, I will be making a fresh tomato and cucumber salad from cucumbers and tomatoes from my garden, because I grew vegetables. Tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, are absolutely different than store-bought tomatoes. In fact, I never liked tomatoes until I grew them and tasted them. Totally different experience. If you don't want to grow tomatoes, I'm not better than you. You just don't care about growing tomatoes, and that's okay. Yes, it really is this quiet in my house right now because I have teenage boys and I only have 2 children. My husband's at work and my kids are working on our property. They're mowing the lawn and weed eating. So I'm in the kitchen making food for them, and I prefer silence when I'm in the house alone. Sometimes I put on music, and if I do, it is always classical, usually from Pride and Prejudice, Little Women, Sense and Sensibility, those films. I adore the music from those movies. So I put that on and I work in silence with lovely classical music on because it brings peace to me. It helps me think. I pray, I worship, I cook, and I'm happy. And I'm not annoyed or bitter to be making things from scratch. I do still plan on getting granola going and flavoring my kombucha, but the pool, I didn't want to linger working on that because there's time frames to put stuff in. So the sooner I get it in, the sooner it'll be ready. And then, of course, hunger, food, and then the chickies. So I'm doing food and chickies first. Then once I feel confident with all that situated, I will come back to the kitchen and get some granola and kombucha going. I'm also going to put, I also switched the laundry before I started filming. And I'm also going to put a chicken in the oven with just olive oil, salt, and pepper so that I can debone it and use the meat for something tonight for dinner. I'm not sure what I want to make yet. It's really hot out, so I don't want to make something like curry, but man, it's so good. So I haven't thought about it enough. It doesn't matter. When I'm ready to cook, I'll have ready chicken meat to use and I'll decide later. Right now, I just want to get this salad beautiful and delicious and the mayonnaise ready and the tuna melts going. I've also had people comment that they think my life looks lonely because I show myself in the kitchen, quiet, cooking. They fail to remember that there's a lot that goes on off camera. Like last night, I was in my kids' room reading till 10:40 because we could not put the book down that we started. And those were special, wonderful moments. Before that, we all shared or had our own individual cup of rooibos tea over a game of Monopoly Deal at the dining room table, laughing our heads off, talking about all sorts of hilarious scenarios that we had a great time. So just because you see me quiet alone in the kitchen doesn't mean that's my whole life, and I'm not lonely at all. I have a fantastic relationship with my beautiful boys who I have spent their whole life with every day, and they enjoy me and joke with me and laugh with me, and we have fun together. It's not just mother-son at this point. It's really become, we're transitioning into the mother/good friend. And it's been so fun and wonderful. So don't feel bad for me. I'm not lonely at all. My kids are working their tushies off right now, sweating in the 90-something degrees weather, making our home lovely to enjoy. And I'm gonna give them a hearty, delicious lunch for them to enjoy and feel loved and provided for in between their hard work. So don't feel bad for me. Later, after lunch and after all the work is done and we get hungry again, we will have a kefir smoothie of some sort of fruit. We have tons of fruit to choose from. We've got mango, we've got berries, we've got strawberries, like mixed berries and then plain strawberries, and kefir, a lot of kefir. And we've got spinach that I will add to that as well. I also made chia pudding again, which has been a hit. So I gotta stock up on some chia seeds. I think I'll order them in bulk next time I order as your standard, so I can make more chia pudding. And it's almost time to make yogurt again. I just haven't because I haven't been home And the days I have, I just have been doing other stuff. So maybe I'll get yogurt going tonight or today after I do all the other stuff I'm doing. Come in. I also have really been enjoying this cold brew herbal tea that I made. My friend gave me some rose and hibiscus tea bags for my birthday. I thought they'd be the perfect tea to cold brew, and I added some lemon balm. Oops, I forgot to strain it. Some lemon balm and some mint and some something else from my garden. Lemon balm, mint, and something else from my garden, I can't remember. And a little bit of Celtic sea salt for extra minerals. And it's been in my fridge for I had one last week, I went through it, and then I made another one. And I got the idea to add Celtic sea salt to it from Lee's video, Little House on the Mountain. She made a cold brew tea and she added sea salt to it, and or Celtic sea salt in particular. I never thought about that before. I didn't know that was a thing. So I always make cold beverages to have on hand in the fridge for this time of year. You guys have seen me share, besides my lattes, apple cider vinegar lemonade on the spot, cold brew tea, and then my elderflower cordial, and the honeysuckle cordial. Those were amazing. Of course, those are just little treats that come and go pretty quickly this time of year, but while they lasted, they were such a yummy treat. And now we've got some cold brew tea going, as well as the apple cider vinegar lemonade. My oldest just came asking for a jar. Apparently he found some bug worthy of capturing and observing for a while. I guess he's taking a break from weed eating. Okay, he caught a bunch of water bug things. That's horrendous. That was in my pool, my swamp pool. Come on, baby, so hot. Let me show you how nasty it looks. It looks worse right now because I moved all the algae around with the brush, but we already put the first product in, so it should be starting to work in the next couple of hours. Come on inside, baby boy. Hot, hot, hot. Before everyone asks me where I got this bathing suit, Amazon, and I will post the link in the description box for you. It is super cute, super comfortable, and you know, some of you may not think it's modest, but I feel fine in it, and I love working in it because then I get my tan with my hat, of course, protect my face, but I get some sun and feel like I can jump in the pool right after and not have to come inside and change and all that stuff. Okay, we're ready to mix the tuna with the mayonnaise. The pans are getting hot. The bread is sliced and the cheese is cut. It's just about melting the tuna melts. Everything would take even longer than it is already taking if the dishwasher was not empty. Also, because clean kitchens move faster. But if there's dirty dishes in the sink or in the dishwasher, that just makes it even more work and more time. So I usually try to take care of that first thing in the morning. Delicious tuna with mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. If you guys know who Brian Regan is, comedian, then you know how funny he is. But if you don't, you've got to watch him. He is hands down top 3 favorite comedians. Tim Hawkins is up there big time, and Nate Bargatze is as well. And we have gone to see all of them live, actually. Tim Hawkins 3 times, Brian Regan 3 times, Nate Bargatze 1 time. Super funny people. I love to laugh. Somewhere along the way, I have transitioned into buffet style most of the time for my family. I just feel like it's so easy to make a big egg scramble and just pop the pan right on the countertop next to a stack of plates and some bread, some butter, some toppings for the bread, and everybody just get what you want. And same with lunch. I'll put one big platter of a bunch of sandwiches. Sometimes it's egg and cheese sandwiches. Sometimes it's tuna melts. Sometimes it's caprese grilled cheeses. Sometimes it's barbecue chicken with tomatoes and lettuce. I mean, whatever I'm making. And a salad or fruit and just plates next to it. And it just works really well. Yes, this chicken is not completely thawed out, and I've been doing this for so many years that I know it works. So I love this roasting pan. Joelle bought it for me for Mother's Day like 5 years ago at Walmart. They still carry it. I put the whole chicken in there, semi-thawed, fully thawed, not thawed at all. Olive oil, salt and pepper, cover it, put it at 350 for like 3-ish hours, and once it's fully cooked, let it cool, debone it, get all that meat and use it for whatever chicken dish you want. Why do I do it this way? Because it's important to me to feed my family farm-raised organic chickens, and buying them whole is way cheaper than buying either thighs or drumsticks or chicken breast. It is so expensive to buy it that way that I just can't. The farmer I buy all of our meat from does sell chicken quarters and chicken breasts and chicken thighs, but it is so much money. This is the cheapest way to go about it, and so got to do the extra step to make it work for us. May not be worth it to others. It is to me. Okay, this is the plan. A few things need to occur before we can safely transfer the mama hen and the baby chicks, after we find them, of course, and catch them, to the little chicken coop. Ivan has to weedy and mow around the chicken coops before we try to take them over there. That way they're not petrified when we take them over there, lock them in, and then our motors going off by them for however long. So he's taking care of that. As soon as he's done, we're gonna go hunt for that chicken and those babies. And we're gonna have to figure out how to catch them and safely transfer them over there, and then pray and hope that the other mama hen that already lives in there with her 4-month-old chicks will accept this new mama and her 2 baby 1 or 2 day old chicks. We'll see what happens.
Yep, there are eggs there.
Oh man, that means she's sitting on more eggs. We're gonna have to transfer all the eggs. Joelle, there's a bunch of poison ivy, son.
I know, I'm gonna scrub my leg. I think it's with them.
We're gonna have to get all those eggs and check them tonight to see if they're fertilized. Really?
So.
All right, put the other one in, and then put mama in. And we're gonna bring you the rest of your eggs, beautiful. So far, so good. Now we're bringing the rest of the eggs. I am getting my kombucha bottles ready. I'm doing 4 strawberry and 4 ginger root. And then I'll make my granola and continue to go check on the chickies for the rest of the day. So I ended up making some white basmati rice cooked in bone broth, and I used all the chicken meat to make a Asian style stir fry. But I have a trick. Of course, I put soy sauce and butter, a little sesame oil, but I also add half of a jar of orange marmalade, and it tastes just like Kung Pao chicken, but much healthier. It was so tasty. I've been out here waiting for the last like 40 minutes just to see what happens with the new mama. She ended up going into the brown box with her 4 big chickies, and the new mama is on this corner on top of her eggs and her 2 baby chicks. I can't see her well in the camera. There she is. So it all worked out exactly the way I hoped it would, because the old mama has been living in here. My shining sumac berries are ready for foraging. I'm gonna go inside and steep them in some warm water till tomorrow. Add some lemon slices, probably a little honey, and make some quote unquote Indian lemonade. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were blessed and inspired and encouraged and exhorted in the Lord, and that you come back next time. God bless you all.